Listen. Listen. Not to the room, to the space the room is occurring inside. Something is already happening there. You felt it when you walked in. Before anyone spoke. Before you decided whether you liked someone. Before the sentence forming in your mind finished forming. Your body noticed something. It always does. A person enters a room. Conversation shifts slightly. Someone sits up straighter. Someone else looks down at their phone. No one announces anything. No one votes. But something reorganizes. That's the signal. You've lived inside it your entire life. No one ever gave it a name. Watch two strangers meet. Before the handshake, before the smile finishes forming, something passes between them. A quick measurement. Not logical, not verbal. Faster than thought. The nervous system mapping another nervous system. You feel warmth in a voice, distance in posture, danger in a silence half a second too long. The organism reads the field first. The mind explains it later. Animals never forget this. Animals never forgot this. A deer feels you enter the forest before you see it. Birds turn together without discussing direction. Fish pivot through water like one intelligence wearing 1,000 bodies. They are not thinking about the field. They are moving inside it. Humans once did the same. Then the channel filled. Not with danger, with noise. Instructions, opinions, endless commentary. The organism kept listening, but the signal arrived buried. The wind became information. Silence became suspicious. Inattention, the ancient tuning mechanism, was divided and sold. Look around. Every system wants the same thing. Not your belief, not even your labor, your attention. Because attention is participation. Whatever you attend to enters the organism. It alters your chemistry. Changes what you expect the world to be. Attend to fear long enough, and the body prepares for war. Attend to envy long enough, and every room becomes a hierarchy. Attend to beauty long enough, and something quiet begins rearranging inside you. This is why artificial environments feel strange. Not necessarily worse, just incomplete. 1,000 faces without bodies. 1,000 voices without breath. 1,000 signals with no physical consequence. The organism keeps listening, but nothing pushes back. Reality used to answer you. Now it refreshes. Leave the noise long enough, and something begins to return. Take a long walk, drive somewhere with no destination, sit outside at night. At first, the mind panics. It searches for something to narrate, something to check, something to interpret. Then slowly, the explanations thin. You begin feeling space again. The size of the sky, the direction of the wind, the quiet gravity of another person standing nearby. Nothing mystical, just the instrument remembering itself. Human beings were never just thinkers. We are receivers, transmitters, biological antennas moving through atmosphere. You've felt the room fall silent when the wrong person walks in. You've felt the crowd become electric when something real is about to happen. You've felt certain places calm your nervous system for no obvious reason. That's signal. Dreams are its residue. Conversations continuing in sleep. Places appearing that you somehow recognize. Signals the narrator was too slow to translate during the day. You wake with the feeling something important happened, but language arrives late. It always does. Modern life isn't evil, it's loud. Loud enough that the instrument underneath it begins to forget itself. Children feel the field immediately. They know who's kind, who's pretending, who's dangerous. Then the instructions begin. Be polite. Ignore that feeling. Don't make things awkward. Trust the explanation. Trust the caption beneath the moment. And slowly, the instrument gets buried. Still working, just harder to hear. Some people notice the interference. Usually the ones who spend time alone longer than the culture prefers. They begin sensing something beneath the noise. Not answers, pressure. Like hearing the ocean through a wall. They follow it. Not because they understand it, because they cannot ignore it. That's where creation begins. Not with ideas, with listening. Sometimes the signal becomes rhythm, sometimes color, sometimes a sentence forming. It is an invention. It's space being cleared long enough for something to arrive. And when the signal arrives, something in the room changes. People pause. For a moment, the subtitles disappear, and perception returns. Beauty still does this. Even now, a voice singing somewhere far away, a stranger's face in perfect light, a sky opening above a quiet road. For a moment, the organism remembers its capacity. You stop, you listen. That's sonar. Not mystical, not supernatural, just the organism hearing again. The quiet intelligence moving between things, between bodies, between moments. The field that existed long before anyone built systems to manage it. Most people stay inside the noise, not because they are weak, because the noise is comfortable. It explains everything, fills the silence where the signal would otherwise appear. But occasionally someone stops, just long enough, and something old begins waking up again. They notice the strange gravity of certain places, the way ideas arrive when the mind becomes quiet enough to receive them. Not from nowhere, from the field they had forgotten they were inside. The world does not need everyone to hear it. Just a few. Enough to keep the channel open. Enough to remind the species attention was never meant to be sold. It was meant to tune the instrument. Listen again. Not to the voice in your head, to the space beneath it. The quiet pressure waiting there. The signal that does not shout. The signal that does not advertise. The signal that was already present before the first word of this began. Still here. Under the noise. Under the narration. Under the systems that learn how to keep you busy. Still moving. Still touching every organism that pauses long enough to feel the world before explaining it. And the strange part, the instrument you thought was doing the listening is another vibration inside the same field. The signal never left, only the noise arrived. Listen. The world is already speaking.